Well, we're very much at a stopping spot. We've made it up to Christmas vacation. There's the schools where I teach. Today's a short day of school, and then there's a vacation. And as I've told you right along, I'm teaching this class in such a way that it could be used as a regular school year. So I'm going to stop. We're going to have vacation up until January 3rd. That's when it'll resume. I think it's a Tuesday, 2012, and then. We're going to start up in a new way. As I say, it's been a little bit like a race for me. It always is up until Christmas, because I really want to make it to where we have made it. We've made it, but I've had to go fast. Now, there's going to be 3 videos today. This is just kind of a cleanup one, in a way. Jump down here first. I mentioned Justinian's Code. I thought maybe I should write that down, although I wrote it kind of funny. Justinian's Code, very important. I just mentioned it in passing. That's the way I was with the Romans. Another thing I maybe should have mentioned is the Romans had iron. Their swords were iron. Maybe I should say steel. But in any case, now we're in the Iron Age. It's one of the reasons that they had an advantage militarily. I think also the fact that they began to lace their shoes up instead of being in flip-flop kind of sandals. It made a difference somehow. I don't know this as well as I should. But it made a difference on the battlefield. It made a difference in marching, the Roman footwear. I'm quite sure of this. But, you know, that's the history of technology, which I sometimes mention, sometimes don't. Stirrups were not, I guess by this time the Romans used them too, but that was an earlier development, but I think about them. The Hittites, I want to say it was the Hittites back 300-400 years before the Romans that came up with that, and that revolutionized warfare, because with that a man could have his hands free while they were riding a horse. Things like that, I just want to throw them in. All right, whether you put that in your notes or not, I don't know. The Song of Marion, though, I showed you this yesterday. I walked up toward the camera to show you the Song of Marion. That's that epic poem that I had my students write so many years ago. That is in the process of producing a sequel called The Song of Marion's Daughter. Now, I've been years trying to get that done, and I won't get it done this year. I'm quite sure I won't get it done this year, but every year, once I taught kids how to write verse, I would say, all right, let's see if we can do what's been done before. I mean, I had 7th graders write sonnets, I had 9th graders write an epic poem, I had 11th and 12th graders produce that enormous work, the Song of Marion's Daughter, or I'm sorry, the Song of Marion, which I still may read to you. I'm not sure about that. And I'm quite sure, another thing I should say, I'm fairly sure that over the holidays, although this number is not going to keep going up, we're not going to go to the 80th day until January 3rd, I'll probably have 79.1 A, B, C, D, or 2 A, B, C, D, I think. And one of the things I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to read my poem, The Eve of Christmas. But anyway, back to this one. I started, and the kids were willing. Year after year, kids were willing to try, especially last year. They were so willing to try, and they helped. But time was just such, partly because of the standardized testing, I suppose, partly because I took on that load of teaching foreign languages, introducing foreign languages as well. I just didn't seem to have the same time. So it's not done, but there is a website, somd.webs.com, songofmarionsdaughter.webs.com, and there you can see how much of it is done. You could read about the background of it if you're interested. And I don't know, I've thought, probably not this year, maybe next year though, when I come around to this time, or maybe earlier, I would really like to finish that. Marion has a daughter. And this is an entirely different poem. You might be able to help nowadays with online teaching. If I got contributors from around the world, I got people in Sri Lanka, Pakistan, India, Canada, Germany watching this. And while I'm at it, I wanted to mention that humanitynotes.webs.com. I haven't mentioned that in about a month, but I should probably simply have it on my YouTube channel, I suppose. because there is, oops, humanity.notes.webs.com. There is a complete set of notes from last year that the kid had. So last year the students especially were so helpful and tried so hard to help me with this stuff. But again, there was only so much time. All right, I got 2 more videos coming up today, so don't go away.